Welcome to another instructional video from OWL, the wise choice in fiber optic test equipment. I'm Professor Jim Powers. This video will cover some of the miscellaneous settings found in the OWLTrek OTDR, including user information, display preferences, and power options. Miscellaneous settings are found in the Setup menu, which can be accessed from the tray screen by pressing the Menu function button. If the menu button is not present, press the Enter key until the menu function appears in the Function Options menu at the bottom of the display. Before covering the miscellaneous settings, it would be helpful to cover the basic navigation controls in the OWLTrek menu system. Menu options and navigation controls are listed in a white menu panel. Green arrows surround the currently highlighted menu option. Below the white menu panel is a description of the highlighted menu option. The up and down arrow buttons are used to move the green menu selection arrows to the next or previous menu option. The left arrow button returns the user to the previous menu. At the Setup menu screen, this button returns the user to the tray screen. The right arrow button selects the highlighted menu option. While in the menu system, briefly pressing the power button exits the menu and returns the user to the tray screen. Selecting the Operations menu option accesses the Operations menu, which in turn has the menu options shown here. The Trace Parameters option accesses the Trace Options menu, where the various trace parameters such as pulse width, samples, and range can be set. Configure Options controls two secondary functions of the OTDR. Fiber ID tone sends a 2 kHz signal down the fiber for use with a fiber identifier, and Visual Fault Locator toggles the integrated VFL between off, on, and blink modes. Set Backscatter Coefficient is an advanced setting that is set at the factory and should not be altered by OTDR users. The Set Length Units option allows the OTDR to display length measurements in either meters or feet. System information includes pertinent information about the hardware, software, and other options in the OTDR. To return to the Setup menu, press the left arrow button twice. The User Information menu option allows the owner of the OTDR to set their name and phone number in the OTDR, which will also appear on test reports. To enter the username and/or phone number, select the corresponding menu option by pressing the right arrow button. The User Information entry field allows the user to enter a 15-character name, which can include any alphanumeric or special character, or a 13-character phone number. Below the entry field is a grid of characters used for entering alphanumeric and special characters. The 4 arrow buttons navigate the red character selection box throughout the grid, highlighting the currently selected character. The Enter button inserts the currently selected character into the entry field at the position of the entry cursor. The Backspace soft key backspaces and erases 1 character per button press. The Shift soft key toggles the character grid between upper and lowercase alphabets, as well as revealing additional special characters. The Space soft key inserts a blank space for each button press. When finished entering user information, press Done to save the user information and return to the User menu, then press the left arrow button to return to the Setup menu. The Display Preferences option allows the user to change various user interface options, such as display orientation, display dimness and brightness, audible feedback, and trace clipping. The up and down arrows select different menu options. A red box highlights the currently selected option. The left and right arrows are used to change the value of the currently selected option. Display mode sets the orientation of the display. Values include portrait, landscape, or flip. Flip allows the OTDR display to automatically change between portrait and landscape based on the orientation of the OTDR. Dimness sets the level of the LCD backlight when the OTDR is in power saving mode. Pressing the left or right arrow buttons increases or decreases the dimness value, and the display brightness will adjust accordingly so the user can preview the level of dimness. Brightness sets the level of the LCD backlight when the OTDR is in normal operation. Pressing the left or right arrow buttons increases or decreases the brightness value, and the display brightness will adjust accordingly so the user can preview the level of brightness. The Speaker option turns the internal speaker on or off. The Trace Clipping option can be set to on or off. Trace clipping is an advanced feature that smooths out the OTDR trace, making smaller events more easily detectable. If any of these options have changed, press Save to save the changes and return to the Setup menu. Press Quit to return to the Setup menu without saving changes. Press Help to access help about the various display options. Power Options allows the user to configure the various power-saving features in the OTDR. Dim time is the number of minutes of inactivity before the OTDR will dim the backlight. Standby time is the number of minutes of inactivity before the OTDR will turn the display off. Off time is the number of minutes of inactivity before the OTDR will turn off completely. Press Save to save the changes and return to the Setup menu. Press Quit to return to the Setup menu without saving changes, or press Help to access help with configuring the different power options. The Utilities menu contains advanced manufacturer functions which are not covered in this video. Stored Traces is covered in more detail in our Working with Stored Traces video. Help Topics accesses the Help menu, which contains helpful information about the OWLTrek OTDR. This has been another instructional video from OWL, the wise choice in fiber optic test equipment. For more information about additional instructional videos, or OWL fiber optic test equipment in general, please visit OWL's website at owl-inc.com. I'm Professor Jim Powers. Thanks for watching.